This presentation takes a journey from service learning to e-service learning as an active methodology for working in the classroom based on experiential learning as a way of building knowledge, developing skills and reinforcing values. The idea is not new since Dewey promoted learning by action and reflection in a process in which the teacher involves the students in the action and later asks them to reflect on the experience they have had in order to extract the general theoretical concepts. This understanding of the general principles will allow the students to apply them in new contexts and situations. The topics of the presentation are the definition of service learning, the goals, the stages of this type of project, the importance of reflection in service learning processes, and of the journal as a tool for reflection, and with the conceptualization of e-service learning. Service learning is defined as an educational proposal that combines learning and community service processes in a single well-articulated project where participants learn by working on real needs of the environment in order to improve it. In addition, it can be affirmed that service learning is a method to unite social commitment with the learning of knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values. In short, it is learning to be competent by being useful to others. The goals that are intended when we work with the active methodology are the following. First, to give practical meaning to the contents of the subject, to understand the importance and usefulness of the contents by the students, to improve the needs and knowledge of the environment itself, to respect the objectives and contents established by the curriculum, to achieve solidarity service. In addition to these, it is also to generate great moments or spaces for reflection, to work on all the skills, being able to emphasize some in particular through the programming of specific activities during the service, to train good citizens capable of improving society, to unite social commitment with the learning of knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values, and last but not least, to learn to be competent by being useful to others. The design of service learning projects must incorporate reflective practice as a fundamental axis of their development. From this perspective, reflective practice must include the different agents, contemplate a diversity of reflective axes, use various instruments, and guarantee support throughout the entire process. This is how service learning projects can move towards experiential learning that arises and returns to reality with a desire to change it and extract new learning from it. Service learning projects must present the following stages. First of all, preparation with a debate of ideas and approaches. Secondly, diagnosis of the group, center, place. Then planning, realization, recognition, and last, evaluation. Reflection is very important in service learning processes since it allows the integration of service with academic learning by promoting the development of knowledge, skills, and cognitive abilities. A reflection must be based on the service that is going to be carried out to society and what learning it generates in the student. For these, three types of reflection are suggested. First, an initial reflection. What service? How to apply it? How does it benefit the center? And to the students, do I know the environment? How does the service benefit the acquisition of basic skills? Who do we do the service for? Second, an intermediate reflection. New contents to work on, doubts, concerns, aspects to rectify, new ways of intervention, new needs and beneficiaries. And finally, a final reflection. Has the project been successful? Can it be repeated again? Evaluation? Self-appraisal? Diaries are one of the most used tools in service learning projects, taking different models and mediated by different activities. The reflective diary is a living and supervised document that the student develops throughout the duration of the service learning project. Its objective is that each student can reconstruct their experience and beyond describing it, reflect on what is happening to them, what they are feeling, and the learning they are building. Pringle and Hatcher point out the following formats. Personal diaries in which students periodically write freely about their experience. Many times, the diaries are based on the search for relationships between the experiences developed and the answer to questions focused on personal development, academic connections, and recommendations for future action. Critical incidents focused on the analysis of a significant event that occurred during the service learning experience. It begins with a description of the incident to subsequently propose other possible actions and analyze the strengths and weaknesses of all of them. Ethical dilemmas aimed at analyzing a situation, exploring decision making, and associated values. For this, a description of the context, the individuals involved, and the situation that created the ethical dilemma must be made to finally analyze the decisions made. For some authors, when service learning is combined with technology, e-service learning emerges, defined as a pedagogy of integration that engages learners through technology in civic inquiry, service, reflection, and action. Although there is a tradition derived from the translation of the Anglo-Saxon term of using the term e-service learning, it would probably be more correct to call it technology-mediated service learning. When considering the use of technology in an SL project, it should not be forgotten that technology will always be a means at the service of the project. Thus, we could say that a group of students designing a website for a school or collaborating with a group of elderly people to teach them how to use smartphones or making video tutorials to show how to carry out different administrative procedures are examples of learning situations based on technology-mediated service learning. Thank you very much for your attention.